We all now know that the new War Sales DLC has been delayed to later this year, but what you might not know is Tailworlds has been more active than they ever have been in the most recent weeks. We have been getting almost daily content from them, whether that's here on YouTube, X, or Discord, and each day that passes, we learn a little bit more about the long awaited DLC. And it goes to show because I've had to rewrite this video more than 3 times because it feels like every day something new has been announced. So I wouldn't be shocked that this video is old only after 3 days after it's released. But that's exactly what we're going to do today and take a deep dive look at everything Tailworlds has announced and released to us thus far so we all know what to expect this early fall. The last couple of weeks, Tailworlds has answered a lot of our questions about exactly what new features and contents can we expect in the new DLC. They have officially announced that the new DLC will introduce brand new music tracks that will help immerse you in your naval adventures. One question was asked about the addition of fire arrows, and the answer was of course vague, with the team saying not yet determined, but this doesn't mean that we won't get them, and if we do, I think it'll be an amazing addition to the base game, and with a limitless potential when it comes to modding. They go on to say that we will be able to rename our ships, and one new perk will allow prisoners to count towards your ship's minimum crew requirements, which we will get more into later on. They just announced that we'll be able to swim in water, dive, climb back aboard, and can even drown under certain conditions. I'm really excited for the new swimming mechanics, and all I can think about is how this will change total conversion mods. I'm excited to see how these mod teams implement the new swimming abilities into their mods. And you will also be able to put horses in your inventory while sailing, but horses will actually take up more inventory space rather than providing it, and they won't provide a speed bonus to your party like they normally do on land. I completely agree with this and think it just makes logical sense that horses and maybe even livestock will take up more storage space compared to just food or trading goods. Now, a lot of you all may know that we will be able to travel and sail through river systems, but the combat on rivers will also be supported with the new and custom scenes. These are designed to reflect the narrow terrain restricted nature of river warfare. I love the addition of river warfare, especially the addition of new battlefields, as after 4 long years of fighting on the same battlefields over and over has gotten repetitive, so I'm glad that they are finally adding new ones. They even go on to say that we will be able to run our own merchant vessels like caravans. We will be able to buy trade convoys from coastal town merchants and be able to choose between the standard or armed convoys, similar to how we can currently choose between a normal caravan or a more defended one for more money. They do say that these merchant vessels will encounter dangers while sailing, so defenders will matter. I love that we're getting a new source of income. Let's just hope it generates more money than the current vanilla workshops. They also announced characters from the new Nord faction will have a distinct Scandinavian inspired accents in campaign conversations, and new voice presence will also be added to the character creation menu, and they will be available to all cultures. I love this addition, as adding anything to the character creation system is a win and very much needed as it currently sits. Another big question that a lot of you all have had has finally been answered, and that is what will happen to Sturgians with the addition of the Nords to help avoiding overlap in style, and they have said that they are making visual and characteristic tweaks to Sturgia so they will stand more apart from the Nords. But the changes won't be so drastic that you feel completely different to people who have gotten used to them. For example, some Sturgian banners will be changed, and a lot of Sturgian's quote-unquote Nordic equipment will be redistributed, and that they will be getting a completely new shield as well. I think overall this is the smartest choice, as I was curious how they were going to handle the Sturgians since they closely resemble a Viking style culture. And they have finally announced that we are officially getting 3 new naval oriented skills, each bound to already existing attributes. The first one is Mariner, which will enhance your personal combat prowess during naval engagements and bolster your effectiveness leading troops and employing tactics in sea battles, which is bound to vigor and endurance. Next is Boatswain, that focuses on governing the well-being and discipline of your ship's crew, as well as the vessel's overall combat readiness, including rigging and supplies, and is bound to social and intelligence. And lastly, we have Shipmaster, which improves your navigational abilities and the effectiveness of naval siege engines under your command, and the quality of ship repairs and upgrades. This is bound to control and cunning. They've also announced that there will not be any pathfinding or traversability changes due to weather. You will not start the game with a free ship, but you will be able to find some smaller ones that are quite affordable. One noticeable announcement is that ports and settlements will also have their own custom scenes that you can access through the town menu or from within the town scene itself, exactly how the tavern is right now. There is no cap or limit of the number of ships that you can have, but each ship will require you to have a certain amount of troops to operate it. Falling short of that number will proportionally slow down your party speed, and if you have over a certain number of ships, you will also incur naval speed penalties. This is very similar to how horses currently affect your party's movement speed. You will also be able to own a single fleet that consists of multiple ships, and parties in your clan or kingdom will have their own, allowing you to have a strong presence across the sea. Some more noticeable announcements that they have released is tattoos will only be available through the character creation menu and and not through a merchant in a town. And with the new random events feature that's coming, personality traits will be broader and easier to obtain, which is a nice feature since they are fairly quote-unquote difficult to obtain. And lastly, they have finally released more information in regards to modding support, and that stealth will be accessible to modders, but they do go on to say that what's possible may still depend on the specific use case. I think this is exciting as we could finally have custom stealth quests in some of our favorite total conversion mods. The first thing that came to mind was to save the Robb Stark quest in Realm of Thrones, and maybe we would have to sneak our way in and out of the keep with him. I think the possibilities are endless with this new addition, and I'm very excited to see how these modders incorporate it. I also wanted to point out that they have also said that if compatibility issues arise with mods when the new update releases, you can always roll back to a previous version of the game and keep your current modded playthrough. This is exactly what I've been saying from the start, and that if you do have a playthrough in a total conversion mod like the old Realms, you would still be able to play it on version 1.2.12 with no issues until those mod teams make the switch to the new update. But there is one thing I haven't seen a lot of people talk about. That is with the addition of customizable ships, meaning everything from the battling rams, the sails, the deck, and even siege engines. Will modders be able to make use of this feature and potentially even add more customizable options into the game? Mods that add new rams, sails, or siege engine designs would be in high demand, and trust me, when or if they come out, I will be the first one to let all of you know. I really hope they turn to the community after this update and take a good look at what the community actually wants. Just taking a quick look at mods like diplomacy, improved garrisons, RTS camera, reinforcement system, and countless others have thousands of downloads and will be a great addition to the base game, as many of us still feel like it's unfinished. This is mostly due to the lackluster diplomacy between kingdoms and how little control you actually have when it comes to making diplomatic decisions for your kingdom. I think many of us would still be happy if they never released another DLC and just incorporated what the community has already done. This would finally make the game start and feel whole, as a lot of mods add religions, languages. The possibilities are actually endless with this game. I think we can all agree that features like these are long overdue, as the game has been out for nearly 5 years and this is their first real expansion and update. I do think they have already started to do this a little, as a lot of features in the new update, like the stealth and random events mechanics, come straight out of the mods 4BA and random events. With the delay of War Sales to early fall of 2025, we are still only a few short months away from being able to get our hands on the DLC and try it out finally for ourselves. These recent announcements have gotten me even more excited for this release, and I think the direction that they are taking with this DLC is a great start. I can only hope that this is the beginning of large-scale updates and DLCs, and not a farewell or a goodbye. But I want to know what you all think about all the new announcements and features, and what are you looking forward to the most? Let me know down in the comments. And most of y'all are not subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date to the latest news on War Sales or Bannerlord mods, hit that like bell and subscribe button down below, as it helps out the channel a ton. And if you want to find more mods for your next playthrough, check out this video here where we discover some of the best mods that have been released just this year in 2025. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.